amazing that we have done this for a month. The best is yet to come. Welcome back to the Game Clock. We got a lot to dive into, so this gets no intro. Starting off in varsity soccer, the Goldbacks qualified for the section playoffs. They played against 12-2 Warwick last night and lost on penalties, thus ending their season. In varsity football, the Goldbacks defeated Watsonville 36-7. This was an important win, setting up the battle of the number 1 seed between us and our rival Monroe. Also, it will be senior day and the homecoming game. The game is noon on Saturday, October 29th. Let's move to some pro sports talk. It's happened. It has finally happened. The New York Yankees have fallen short again. On Sunday night, they were swept by the Houston Astros after losing Game 4 6-5. The Astros will go on to the World Series for the 4th time in 6 years. In the National League, they've somehow done it again. The Philadelphia Phillies did the impossible. The Philadelphia Phillies won the National League pennant. They defeated the Padres in 5 games after a game and series winning homer by reigning NL MVP Bryce Harper. This World Series should be interesting, but a true David versus Goliath. In basketball, the Knicks are back, sort of. They defeated the Pistons and the Magic to push their record to 2-1. Now this isn't that impressive, but they have played very good basketball. Hopefully this turns into the long run. Also, the Nets are 1-2, so life is good. In hockey, the Rangers have been off to a good start, sitting at 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss. The Islanders are 2-4 after a rough start, questioning legitimacy again. And the Devils are 3-3. The Rangers have a tough week as they play the Avalanche and the Islanders in back-to-back home games. Enough talk about that. Let's get to the wrap-up. Things are starting to look very different in the NFL over the last few weeks. Let's begin in Jacksonville. The New York Football Giants had another decently easy game this week against the Jags. They look to continue their dominance against another inferior opponent. For most of the game, Jacksonville had them dead to rights. But the Giants' magic helped again as they stopped the Jaguars 1 inch short of the game-time touchdown, giving the Giants the win, improving their record to 6-1. Even more positive news, we actually had a good Thursday night football game. The Cardinals and Saints played on Thursday in Arizona. The Saints were the favorites heading into the game. They ended up losing 42-34 after a strong Cardinals run game and back-to-back pick sixes on Andy Dalton. The Cardinals' weird year continues as they move up to 3-4. On Sunday night, the Miami Dolphins faced off against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who desperately needed to win to get back on track. The Dolphins jumped out to an early 16-0 lead, but for a good part of the game, the Steelers tried coming back, cutting it 16-10. The Steelers had one last chance with 30 seconds left, but failed. The Dolphins held on to win, improving their record to 4-3. Now, if anybody is asking me why I'm not covering much other games, it's simply because there weren't many good games this week. Teams on bye were the Super Bowl champion Rams, the 5-1 Vikings, the 6-0 Eagles, and the 5-1 Bills. Now, one thing I will talk about is Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. The Packers have been falling on hard times ever since Davante Adams was traded. They suffered 2 really bad losses against the Giants and Jets going into their game against the Commanders. To everyone's surprise, they lost again, which makes us question, is it finally time for Aaron Rodgers to hang it up? We may never know. Now on to Tom Brady. This is the greatest player in the history of the NFL, and his Bucs have completely fallen off the face of the earth. Now granted, this could be because of his divorce with Gisele Bündchen, never being home to his kids, or maybe Tom is just not it anymore. I get regressing because of old age, but if you want to keep going at a top level, you can't lose to Kenny Pickett / Mitch Trubisky and P.J. Walker in back-to-back games, who, by the way, the Panthers traded away their entire team, and you still got blown out. Maybe these 2 Hall of Famers have finally met their match. The other games were the following. The Jets continued their stretch of dominance, defeating the Broncos 16-9, but at the cost of running back Breece Hall tore his ACL. The Chargers were humiliated by the Seahawks at home 37-23. The Bengals defeated the Falcons 35-17, which may have killed off all of Atlanta's optimism. The Cowboys defeated the Lions 24-6 with the return of Dak Prescott. The Ravens snuck past the Browns winning 23-20. The Raiders got back on track, killing the Texans 38-20. The Chiefs dominated the 49ers 44-23. The Titans beat the Colts 19-10. And finally, last night on Monday Night Football, the Bears embarrassed the Patriots in Foxborough 33-14. Next week should be a good one. World Series baseball, prime NFL football, and the section playoffs. Be ready. That's all the time I have for today. I'm JJ Segler, and I'll see you next week. Horns up.